So last episode, we got here to El Machino and, well, we kinda had to do a little bit of digging before we could get into the real mine, and next episode, this episode, not next episode, we'll be doing just that. About time someone started mining those tunnels again. Finally, I'm on the right track to find out Rusty. I reckon your compadre had to pass through Red Rock Passage one time or another. Normally you could use the pneumatic tube system to get there and back. It clogged up during an earthquake though. It'll be smart to clear it out first. Now how about I just open up these hatches and let you down there. One last thing, miss. You're about to explore a large and hazardous well down there. If you'd like to keep track of where you're heading, you can use these markers in your map. I don't entirely know the game well enough to not use those, but I'm thinking that eventually I might turn those off, but I'm thinking that starting off we'll use them. If you want to, you can always toggle the markers on and off at the workbench up in town. Now, I won't keep you any longer. Good luck clearing the tubes out in Red Rock Passage. So, I'm thinking that for the most part, this episode will basically be digging. Because it is the first time I'm going to be doing this. I won't really cut around too much, but in the later times when we do have to do it, I will cut around a lot more than I would. But instead of progression, even though I think it's pretty close, we'll just focus on resource gathering. Just talk. Yeah, as you can see already, things are getting pretty dark and we've just started, essentially. So we will need to get a move on. It's probably going to be a little bit more important later on, but I kind of want to touch on it now. Seeing as though there are cogs that upgrades that will. Let's talk to Finn. Hey, bag's already full, doofus. Nice. Yeah. There are mods that we can use to kind of mess with how our light works. Like for example, we can kind of just pause for a little bit, or we can stop it from going past 50%. So I'm kind of thinking that they kind of made the default a little shitty on purpose, just so you would go for that upgrade. Has anyone been down to a Red Rock Passage lately? Not since those darn tubes stopped working, dearie. We need to pass through if you're thinking about exploring the whole mine. Just clear the tube first though. Just be aware that the dirt gets tougher down or further down, so we need to keep your gear in shape. It's exactly what I'm thinking of doing. It's great to have someone bringing that ore up at a steady pace again. Except for a few run-ins and with some nasty critters, I'm making progress. It's like I told everyone, they're getting all worked up over nothing. I head to Red Rock Passage to see if we can get that tube working. Just don't stop bringing that precious ore up to the surface. And spread your earnings at some of the city's establishments. Sure. Can we upgrade anything at the moment? Yeah, it definitely makes sense. Yeah, I definitely think that the light of the lamp kind of got hit the hardest. So it's gonna be interesting kind of keeping light levels to standard, because I'm fairly sure you guys don't want to be just left in the dark. And in fact, this game does have a little bit of a difficulty increase with the fact that these enemies that we will encounter are kind of tough. I think we have to get that later on. Also, thankfully, a benefit of the upgrade mod system is the fact that we don't really have to worry about collecting everything, especially at the start here. Whereas in the first game, you kinda did, and didn't really make too much sense to keep everything. To be safe as yeah. For a first enemy encounter, these guys are pretty tough. And I can kind of see already that kind of ramping up with the hazards with these rocks and the cactuses. Definitely have to be a little bit careful with those. Although that being said, we can use both to our advantage when we can. I'll risk it. Should probably remember if though the cactus spines hitting a resource will destroy it. Because I think in the first game the resources were kind of fragile, but here they're not so much. It's getting dark and I can hardly see anything, and I'm made of light. Go to town and replenish your lamp so I don't get lost down here. Always thinking for yourself there, Fen. So, aren't these worth anything? Probably could have gotten something. Just a little bit. Are we good? Okay, no, we're not. So I think... Nope, not really think. I think for the times when I do need to offload resources, I probably would cut that out. Especially when we get deeper down. Also, just gonna deal with this guy first, but we have our first cave, or grotto thingy. These are like mini dungeons in the fact that, well, they're somewhat puzzly. Was that everything? Okay, cool. Just bringing up the map. Okay, cool. Whatever. Yeah. Whenever we enter a cave, whenever we discover a cave, there will be a question mark on it just to see what it is. But if we complete it, or you can tell when we complete the cave with the cave done achievement thingy there. I'm not entirely sure what I should talk about next. 'Cause I think I might try and see if I can get down there to the tube. 'Cause that would be better off for us. Just to help with the light, I'm definitely gonna try and light up every lamp we can. I just totally kind of forgot about this, but unlike the first game, there's not really temporary upgrades or like temporary items. All the items we can get are kind of kept on our person. So ladders, teleporters, and lamps don't really exist in this game. They're kind of just on their own. They'll be around. So thankfully, we still get experience for enemies killing themselves. So that's good. Also, totally fitting the fact that we just got an artifact. I think at the end of an episode, I will go over what they were. Much like how I did with the mem cakes in Octo Expansion. Although I think those will be more done at the end, I think. Or before I end off the episode. Like, that's what I'll do. Also, unfortunately, another thing that's not really kept over from the first one is the fact that our melee abilities are kinda limited. Let's do this first. Red Rock Passage. Cool. Where in the first game, almost every upgrade you got could be used to defeat an enemy, but in this one, it's only really the pickaxe. So yeah. This must be Red Rock Passage. It's caved in, alright? If you had some explosives, you could blow this rubble right away. That's not actually a bad idea. I should go back into town and ask around. Yeah, explosives. Maybe we even blow some of your parts off. Sheesh, let's just clear out that pneumatic tube, shall we? I think it would be smarter just to go up. I never authorized the reopening of these tubes. By your jaw, son, the tubes are the best way to move around the mine. Red Rock Passage has caved in from all the earthquakes. You can't prove the quakes did that. It could have been anything. Either way, I will need explosives to clear it out. I bet you can find explosives down by Burster's mining station. Just keep a bit more to the east when you head down again and you'll find it. Okay, yeah, I'll shop around. Also, I probably won't read every bit of dialogue, as you can probably tell. Just to keep the pace moving a little bit. Let's go down to you first. Oh, splendid, you've already found one fascinating artifact already. To show you my appreciation, I shall hand you a blueprint from my stack. You simply have to take it over to the workbench and use the COD mods to put it to good use. I'll give you another blueprint if you can show me 3 artifacts in total. Well, that's definitely going to be helpful, even if I forget what it does exactly. I hope I can use explosive to open up Red Rock Passage. It should work fine. I've had to do that more than a few dang times myself. Just head down to Burster's station and get them explosives first. Shouldn't we be glad that the passage is still holding up as it is? I don't think we're insured against explosive. I don't see why you can't just leave Burster's station be. Do we really need to resort to explosives like some crazy shiners? You got a better plan for clearing out the Red Rock Passage, son? No, don't see why she had to go that deep at all. I tell you though, all down there is more valuable than the stuff up here. Hey, there, of course. Well, okay, cool. Okay, let's get some upgrades first. I'm a little conflicted. But I'm thinking that we're fine on backpack and armor for the moment, so I'll get lamp. Hoping that this is not something I have to handle for right now, but let's get this first. Yeah, this is the thing that kind of, some of these upgrades definitely kind of make the lamp, the default setting for lamp, kind of shitty. Cool. Not entirely sure if that's useful, but yeah. You're right about Red Rock Passage being closed. That figures. I reckon you'll be able to clear it right out with some explosives though. I think I might try and give all, try and see all the, I'll try and test all the COD mods out eventually. Because I kinda have like a default set that I go to, and I don't entirely feel like doing that again for this. Much like how in Paper Mario from a while back, I kind of did a thing where I would just test out a new badge or something. I'll give a new badge that we got a run just for a little bit. But yeah, just definitely feels weird now. But yeah, I don't know why, but my mind's on fucking Okami. I mean, I guess it makes sense since it has been the game I've started playing in my free time now. I'm fine, not entirely free from Splatoon 3. As at the time of recording this, it's like November 18th. I'd really want to try and get a lot of the exclusive shit for the current season. Not to mention the thing I really want to work on now in Splatoon 3 is getting the fucking pink slop suit. Because like, man, 30 scales is why? That's like too much. Let's quickly moving on from that to show off that these guys, if we can get them to, are weak to water. So we don't really have to deal with them, we can just do that. Yeah. For the past bit, I've been stuck at, or I'm nearing 30 silver scales, but the rotation, weapon rotations just haven't been good. I wanted to try and get a bit of progress tonight, as the current rotations is not that bad, but I just ran into some bad luck with teammates. Just, I can't wait for the day where people know what the fuck they're doing. Cause like EVP, just what the fuck? You don't know entirely what the fall damage is when that starts popping up. You don't think I wanted to do that. But yeah, now we have another thing to make, or to keep track of, that being water. Because I think that's definitely something we got a lot quicker now before in the first one. And now, you can definitely see that we can attack things from more than one gap. I think the limit for this is 3, I want to say. But we can kind of get ourselves out of situations that we kind of put ourselves in. I thought there would be more up here. There is. Another one, okay. But yeah, I'm not sure if Okami would be considered an RPG, but like it's more like a Zelda thing. I'm definitely enjoying it, but one thing I'm not entirely sure of is the fact that sometimes like the game will just not register what I'm trying to draw. That is partially why I've been using my Joy-Cons a lot lately. A lot more lately. Just because, like, I probably wouldn't be able to do things so quickly with the fucking, joystick. I've been making progress down there, Deering. Professor Sherman has me worried about these COD awful earthquakes. She's up there spending all her money building that rocket. She's freaking smart, and I gather she's working on an exit plan. I just wish my idiot boy had the COD gun in mind to listen to her for 2 seconds. Wow, you found a pressure bomb launcher. That triple plunger design makes for a smooth flow through the siphon tube. It'll shoot a surface and heaves a projectile that sticks to any surface before detonating. I bet it makes a big splash. Sorry, I kind of got carried away. I don't mind that, buddy. I think... Yeah, I think for the moment I'll go for the pickaxe just to make things a little better. Okay, we do have 2 to deal with, so I'm thinking I might go with that one and this one for now. Just so we're not accidentally hitting ourselves. Alright, let's blow this thing to smithereens. You really need to talk to someone about this whole wanton destruction thing. I'm talking to you about it right now. When I'm not talking about destruction in general. Yeah. Let's do that again. These bombs sure will come in handy. They'll be able to reach places my pickaxe can't. Guess you should go tell the mayor about the passage is open again. Oh, we could not do that, and we can just continue on. Although that being said, I definitely think it's time to end the episode. If I wanted to keep it short. Okay, wow, another one. Ew. Do I feel like recording another episode tonight? Because if I do, I think I might take a little bit to just explore the not mine, I guess. Red Rock blew right open with one raw-paced charge. Except for all the cave-ins, it's a dang sturdy construction. I'm just glad it's still standing. You'll need to keep your gear up to snuff to handle that dirt, to handle the dirt at that depths. Hey now, be sure to bring up more of those precious stones. Now that Red Rock Passage is open, I can look for Rusty deeper down. Hey, the bot's still missing? Well, just don't bring some... just don't forget to bring some of that valuable ore up with you now. Should be clear mining all the way down to the protective wall, dearie. I guess your power could have slipped through one of the darn cracks in it. If that was you, I'd head down to Mason Station. There should still be old equipment machine down there that'll make your life a whole easier. You mean the one my idiot's brother walled in last year while laying brick? Well, Tarnation, I bet you can find a way around the brick if you scout the place. You know, report any openings you find to me so I can have someone patch the wall up later on. Well, I think that is what we'll be aiming for our next episode. Somewhat. I'm gonna need a way to get to Mason Station. There's all kinds of cracks and passages down there, believe me. My brothers have a knack for finding them and getting lost for days. Those meatbag shiners have also been known to break through and wreak havoc. Happening again. Get anything valuable to trade with me? Oh right, him. Just when everyone's talking about money or something. I'm going to follow Small Town Bot. There's a lot of complaints going around about our poor mayor. Seems to me like he knows what he's talking about. After all, he was raised in the big city. He must be used to the pace of things here. If I was to handle matters in such a crowded place, I'll be ground down like some used up gear. I guess you found 2 fascinating artifacts. I'll give you another blueprint if you find me one more. You know, when I was a spry young bot like yourself, I used to run around this mine making wonderful maps. I had the entire protective wall mapped out even long before my knees started to snap and pop. I began with the lower layers, but those unreasonable shiners were quite the nuisance. Those creatures have no respect for fine craftsmanship, using crude explosives on such a monument. They're preposterous. The wall naturally absorbs the majority of the force, but once in a while they manage to penetrate it. Okay. Can I finally end the episode? But I guess before that... I don't feel comfortable in pronouncing that, or even attempting to, so... Obviously more potent than a lucky clover or rabbit's foot. The eyes are glowing eerily and it's beginning to feel a bit warm. Is that a faint chanting emerging from its innards? Just a fucking rat. Living so close to humans, you'd think they were cousins. Spawning an amazing learning capacity, one even got elected Prime Minister of Norway. Just if you are what you eat, then I only want to eat the good stuff. Also, because this comes in the fact that I'm playing on the Search version, I believe one of the only version differences is the fact that one of the artifacts will be different. Not entirely sure about that because I think I've played this version way more than anything else. Not sure why, but yeah. Next episode, I think what I'll do is I'll start off by briefly exploring this area here. I know we don't have too much, but we can still do it a little bit. But then after that, I will go back to the mine and maybe try and work on getting down to here. But yeah, until then, that is when I'll see you.